Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 guide, where I'm going to show you the easiest way to win with the new characters from the Abyssal Terrors DLC. Today we're doing the Curious. Hope you're all doing well, and this is my very favorite character from the new expansion, I think. I like a lot of them, but this one gets 2 extra loot aliens every wave, and you know how much I love free items. To counteract that incredible bonus, that's if we kill all those loot aliens, 38 free items over the course of the game, plus a bunch of extra materials, we have correspondingly severe penalties. For every duplicate item or weapon we have, we lose 10% damage, so we have to be very careful about picking up duplicates, and enemies have 25% extra health, so we need to be using our free economy from killing the loot aliens to accelerate over the damage curve of a normal character by quite a wide margin. In addition, every loot alien we kill makes every future one stronger, so we have to counteract that as well and just deal a ton of damage. I think there's 2 ways you can build this character. You can either go for maximum damage with precise weapons, like starting with knife and getting 6 precise weapons to get your critical hits online, or starting with Javelin for primitive weapons, which lets you focus the loot aliens a little more easily because the bonus health gives you some defensive stats, so if you tank some hits to kill them, then it doesn't matter as much. I prefer the Javelin build because Javelin is a great single target damage weapon with the guaranteed critical hits, and the primitive weapon tag is just really good. It's also much easier to get 6 good primitive weapons than 6 good precise weapons. When we're using Javelin, it attacks in a straight line, so we want to kind of line up our attacks so they hit multiple enemies here. Try to manually target if we can, and then let's go see if we can get these loot aliens. Need 2 strikes per loot alien on the first wave. Looks like I'm not going to get the tree, so I'm just going to focus down the remaining enemies there. And we ended up a little bit under curve for the amount of money we should make on this character on the first wave, just because I had to chase down that loot alien. It ran straight away from me, but still doing pretty well. Knockback is a real penalty for this character. It does make it harder to focus the loot aliens, but the bonus melee damage is good, and the Curious gets 2 extra XP gain for every unique item it has, so we do want to pick those up as much as possible. Grab both of those, and then here I want to roll for either melee damage to help kill the loot aliens faster. Despite being a ranged weapon, Javelin scales with melee damage, so we want to buy melee damage with that item. Or harvesting, because this is the first wave, so it's always good to get harvesting going. We're just going to go with the harvesting. Here I'm going to take the Javelin, and then Torch is a primitive weapon, but it's not a very good one. We are going to prefer other weapons, so I'm going to roll here, buy a rock and a Javelin, and then roll one more time, and lock this rock. Cute Monkey is an item that we don't yet have. Sharp Tooth, we're not going to buy Lifesteal, so this won't do a lot of damage. So I'm going to kind of focus on other weapons, I think. Let me actually reroll once, because for only 3, Spyglass gives us a discount, and rerolls were recently reduced in price. I'd really like to try to lock good economy items and good weapons, like Fertilizer and Cacti Club. Here, I am going to combine 2 of these Javelins, just so we don't have a minus 20% damage penalty, and the level 2 Javelin will help us kill the elites much faster, and then we're going to go to the next wave. Or the elites, the loot aliens. So let's make sure we're targeting this guy down by chasing it down. Got that 1 kill. Where's the other one? Just waiting for the other one to spawn so I can run after it. And with our guaranteed critical hits from the level 2 Javelin, we should have no trouble taking it down. You really don't want to give up loot alien kills, because that's where all of your money comes from. Consumable healing is great on this character, since we're guaranteed consumables when we kill loot aliens, we'll have tons, and Bag is the #1 item for this character, so it's great that we found that. Since we're getting at least 2 crates every wave, this is going to be a tremendous boost to our income. Here, I'm going to reroll again. I'm going to look for harvesting or melee damage, though I'll just take 6 max HP, and I will take 10% attack speed, because more attack speed is just going to let us kill the loot aliens faster. We go ahead and buy this, and I will buy the Fertilizer. Normally, I don't like to buy non-weapon items on wave 1 or 2, because you want to get your weapon set online as quickly as you can, but Fertilizer is an exception. Getting the harvesting going early is so powerful that we really want to do that. And then let's go ahead and lock all of these weapons, or all of these items. Is it better to have 2 rocks for more weapon attacks or higher percent damage? I think it's better to have higher percent damage, because rock isn't that powerful a weapon. If this was 2 different javelins, I'd just accept the damage penalty, as indeed we have done, for just having more weapons in our inventory. But since rock attacks so infrequently and knocks the loot aliens away, I don't really need more than one of them. It's okay to have a small damage penalty in the early game, because having more weapons is often better for wave clear, even if those weapons do slightly less damage. So you can just have duplicate javelins and stuff in the early game, and that's totally fine, and in fact correct in a lot of cases. We go ahead and finish that guy off. We're taking some extra damage here, but that's fine. I just want to make sure that we're killing the loot aliens. Definitely grab the goat skull. Baby elephant doesn't do much right now, but it's 2% XP gain, so we're going to pick it up. Then I'm going to roll here. I still want damage, attack speed, or harvesting. We'll take 10% attack speed. And here I'm going to grab 3 regeneration, I think, because I want to get my regeneration online. We have 1 armor already, so we need to start building healing as soon as we can. Take this, 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 and this, and then reroll. Losing a consumable heal for the alien worm is definitely painful, but given that it also gives us a small amount of XP gain, but some XP gain, I think it's still worth grabbing. I think what we will pick up here first, though, is the jelly, and then we're going to lock both of these items. I'm also going to reroll once, because we are guaranteed to see a weapon, so we're going to lock this. I will take the bag, even though that comes with a damage penalty. It is also just such an incredible item that it's the only item I think you should buy duplicates of on this character. I'm not combining the cacti clubs, because I think having 6 weapons is better than having 5% damage. Cacti club, when you have duplicates, only comes with a 5% damage penalty, because it is a heavy weapon, so it gives you 5% from the heavy weapon tag. Run over here and try to make sure we're killing this loot alien, focusing it down, try to get it with our javelins. We might give up 1 loot alien kill this wave, because we did go for a slightly lower damage setup with the fertilizers and stuff. If that ends up happening, that's fine. You do have to be a little careful getting too much curse on this character, so I still wanted to kill the curse alien. We didn't end up getting there because of its higher health, but you do want to avoid too many cursed enemies, because the bonus HP combined with the curse bonus is pretty dangerous. That being said, if you get a good cursed weapon, that can totally win the run for you immediately, so it's still fine to build some curse. Take the bonus melee damage and bonus health, that's all great, and then more melee damage. We just want as much damage as we can get. Here, I will take the cacti club, even though this sort of locks us into having 2 duplicate weapons. I think that's still fine. Leveling up our weapons is really important, and I do want to just buy all of these items so we get the free reroll. We can now level our cacti club to level 3, which is pretty nice. And we'll take a penguin as well. Jelly, we already have one, so we don't want it, because you can see we're making a stinky face there. And then I will lock a javelin, which is excellent. I could, at this point, sell out of the second cacti club and buy a brick, and then maybe swap that to a ghost axe if the brick breaks. And I think I will do that. We give up some primitive weapon tag equity, but we gain 5% damage back. I'd rather keep the javelin than the cacti club, just because javelin's such a powerful weapon. And the brick will be fine. It'll do a bunch of damage, it might break, and give us a little bit of that money back. But it's just good for focusing down the loot aliens, so we're pretty happy to get it. We do, of course, want to end up with 6 different weapons eventually to negate the penalty. It's not critical that we do so immediately, but the sooner we do it, the better. Kill that 1 loot alien, and then charge off after the other one, bonking it with our brick. Go ahead and kill this curse alien as well. The curse aliens are good to kill both because of the curse and also because they give you a bunch of extra money. You should be really careful with the buff enemies, the ones that put the buff on, the guys with little mohawks, because if they land it on a loot alien, you're never killing that loot alien. The bonus movement speed and HP that they get from that just makes it impossible to chase them down and kill them. Second baby elephant we don't want. Hedgehog we do want, and Butterfly, I'll take that as well. Lifesteal, not incredible for this character, but it's 2% XP gain. 2% lifesteal isn't useless either, and it's only 12 materials. Here I'm going to take more melee damage to make sure that we're keeping up that our damage is keeping up with the power of the loot aliens, and then 3 armor there is excellent as well. Our brick also did break, so I'm going to buy this javelin, buy the penguin. I'm going to look for another weapon so we can combine our javelins. Anything good here I will take, and I'll just grab the quarterstaff. It's another primitive weapon, so we'll combine to a level 2 and a level 3 javelin, buy the quarterstaff, buy the duct tape, and roll. That leveled up cacti club I don't want. The stick is still worse than my other weapons here, so let's just roll past it. Metal detector does cost me damage, but the bonus luck and extra material value is pretty good. The peaceful bee would also boost our harvesting up to 19. Go ahead and grab the metal detector, lock the peaceful bee, and go to the next wave. We'll want to build dodge eventually, so we can grab the peaceful bee to try to hit 21 harvesting as well. You go over here, take down this loot alien. We do have some javelins, which are ranged weapons, but generally you want to be using melee weapons on this character because it's so much easier to focus down the loot aliens with melee weapons. Ranged weapons usually only hit 1 or 2 enemies at a time. With melee weapons, as long as we're next to it, we're hitting it while clearing the rest of the wave. So really important, I think, to use melee weapons for the curious. Not going to get in range of killing that tree, unfortunately, but we're still in pretty good shape here. Definitely bonus damage to high health enemies is awesome for us, so we'll take that. Take the spicy sauce, it's 2% XP gain, a little bit of damage, and some HP. And then I will lose 2 speed for 2 regen here, just because this is an item that we don't have. Go ahead and grab some attack speed. Then let's fix our movement speed, which I've decreased quite a bit by grabbing this 9% movement speed bonus. Go ahead and take Peaceful Bee, Mastery. Landmines, I don't think we want. It is 2% XP gain as well, but I think that's such a small bonus that we're not going to buy an item that's otherwise more or less useless for us. Take the Lost Duck, though, and then roll. Recycling Machine is excellent, given how many how many boxes we're going to open, so we can always get value out of the Recycling Machine. I could take the Hatchet, sell the Javelin here, and grab Hatchet for more damage. That would increase my percent damage by 10. I think I'm not going to do that because Hatchet is a very bad weapon and Javelin's a very good weapon. So we're going to get more damage out of the Javelin by such a wide margin that I think even with the 10% damage bonus, I'd rather have the level 2 Javelin. Go ahead and level up my quarterstaff and then buy all of these, and that's going to be great. I do need to fix my percentage damage. That's the main thing that we are struggling with at the moment, but we can get there pretty soon. And the reason it's low is that we've got 2 javelins, which are great, and 2 bags, which are excellent. So we're happy to take the damage penalty in order to have those items that are helping out a ton. Took some extra damage there from that walrus. This wave does have healer enemies, so they are keeping the loot aliens healthy, unfortunately. Trying to push them off to the side here and just focus it down. We got that one, then let's kill the curse enemy. Kill the walrus before they can release another album. And keep focusing down all of these remaining enemies on the field. We got 3 crates that wave, and yeah, we will take a 10% damage penalty for a 3rd bag. 3rd bag obviously is super lucky on this character, but not as lucky as you might think, because we are tagged with pickup. Meaning that we're more likely to see items that care about picking up materials or consumables. Things like bag, cute monkey, metal detector and stuff are more likely to show up for the curious. I'll take the coffee as well, and duct tape we will not take because we already have one, so I don't want to lose 10% more damage. We'll take that. I will pick up 9% more speed, I think, just because it's a higher level upgrade. And then we're going to buy all of these items. Level our quarterstaff. Roll here. We can buy a coupon. In fact, I can buy all of these items if I want them. Alien Eyes, I don't think that's going to be enough damage for us to be relevant. Our weapon damage is outscaling the Alien Eyes damage by a lot. And I don't really want the acid either. We've got 60 HP, so I really want to invest my money in things that increase my damage or survivability. Little Frog costs me dodge, but gives harvesting. I think we can just not lock that either, but I will reroll for 6 here. Take the Shady Potion and the Fish Hook. Both of those are excellent. What I'd love to find is a level 2 Javelin plus another good weapon in the same shop so that we can just get our Javelin all the way to level 4. And then buy something else good to replace it immediately. You can see here this Cursed Anglerfish has a ton of health because the extra enemy HP combined with the curse makes it very, very survivable. Come on, where's the other loot alien? Show yourself. I want your stuff. Loot aliens have a fairly complicated set of times they can spawn, but basically they only spawn on the 5-second marks. So 10, 15, 5 seconds remaining in the wave they can spawn. If you get one that shows up at 5 seconds remaining in the wave, it's very hard to kill it with this character, so you do have to hope that they don't do that. I'll take the little muscly dude for extra melee damage, but we don't use the fuel tank at all. We don't need elemental damage, so we're recycling that. Here, I'm going to grab 2 armor, I think. Just need more armor. And then let's go ahead and buy this and this. I could buy the little frog. I think I'm going to pass. I really want to get more percent damage. We just need to find anything that gives percent damage, so I'm going to roll for that. At this point, I could, again, sell out of the Javelin and buy something like Ghost Flint, but I'd rather hold out for a good weapon to do that with. Insanity costs me 3% more damage, but gives crit chance, but all of our damage is coming from the guaranteed crits from the Javelins anyways. Do I want a spoon? We don't have any way of setting enemies on fire, but a Cursed Spoon has really good health scaling. Attacks every 0.7 seconds, so it's going to be competitive with our Spear. Our Javelins dealt 1800, 1300, 800, yeah, so the Spoon would probably be better than our level 2 Javelin. And it's a cursed weapon, which is nice in and of itself. I think we can do better, though. I'm also not going to buy the Bean Teacher. Notice that we have 100% XP gain already, so more XP gain does not actually help us that much. I'm going to roll for more things that give percent damage or are just more powerful weapons. You do have to be a little picky with what you buy on this character. You can't just buy... It's not like the Renegade where you buy every single item you don't have a copy of. This character has slightly more stringent requirements for what you actually pick up. Ball and Chain is interesting. So all of these weapons have 0.73, 0.75 cooldown, the Javelins do, at minimum. So the Ball and Chain would not decrease my attack speed on the Javelins, and none of my other weapons attack that frequently either. It's also 15% damage and 3 armor. So I think we will buy the Ball and Chain. This does mean that we are going to have a much harder time killing elites, because the best way to increase your damage against elites is attack speed. But the Ball and Chain helps out a lot right now, and that's what we need more than anything else. So I'm going to grab it and then roll here. Don't want any of these items, so let's go to the next wave. You can see that increased our damage dramatically, because when you go from minus 40% damage, but like when your baseline is minus 40%, every point of percent damage is so valuable. The lower a stat is, the more valuable increases to it are. Except for dodge, which gets more valuable the higher it is. Alright, our first loot alien spawned at 25 seconds, so we're hopefully able to take this thing down. Of course, they are getting stronger now, because we haven't missed one yet. I'm hoping to get through without missing a single loot alien, but there does come a point in this character's lifespan that you usually start struggling to kill them, and sometimes that does mean that you're going to miss one or two. If so, don't despair, it's not the end of the world, even though it does feel bad when it happens. I don't want a second Cute Monkey. This is a very good item for us, but it's not minus 10% damage good. Lucky Charm we do want, though, and Toxic Sludge I'm going to recycle. 2% XP gain is not worth losing 2% dodge and 26 materials here. I'm going to take the dodge because it's the higher level upgrade, and then we'll take 12% damage to try to get back to 0. I should still buy attack speed because our non-javelin weapons can still use it, so I'm just going to take the 10% attack speed here. Even though our javelins are capped, the rest of our weapons can still get faster at attacking, and that is very important. If I had bought the spoon, the incendiary turret would be a good way to set the enemies on fire, so that would be pretty nice. Wisdom might help with killing elites, and is also really good because loot aliens don't spawn until later in the round. So we don't actually need our damage to be high until later in the wave. So Wisdom, I think, is actually quite good for this character. Reroll here. Sickle is kind of interesting, but we don't have the harvesting to make it do good damage. Crossbow, similarly, we just don't have the damage output. I guess what I'm going to do is just sell the level 2 Javelin and buy the level 4, and just commit to having the minus 10% damage penalty from 2 Javelins, because the level 4 Javelin is too good to pass up on. It might even be worth like selling the rock for the 3rd Javelin, but I think just 2 is the sweet spot here. Mastery is plus 6 melee damage for minus 10% damage, and so not worth it. Similarly, Coffee cost me 12% damage, so it's not worth it. Fishhook we also don't want. The hatchet, I could like swap the rock for the hatchet, it would be slightly more damage, but I don't think it's worth spending money on that. Whistle gives us additional loot aliens, but does make them harder to kill, so it is a little risky for this character, but I think still worth buying. Roll one more time here, and nothing else I think that I want, and rerolls are starting to get expensive, so let's just go straight to wave 10. The fact that the level 4 Javelin crits on every second attack makes it so much better for killing elites and loot aliens that it's very much worth picking up, I think. If we get a cursed level 4 Javelin, like if we find a cursed level 3 in the shop, then that guarantees a crit on every single attack, which is just incredible. Even though Javelin has been nerfed since the beta, I think it's still just one of the best weapons in the game. As you can see, our damage output is starting to really scale because of all our free items, so we're getting a lot of value here. Let's chase this thing down. Our knockback is making it a little harder to focus them, but we're still managing to get them. And because we have 3 bags, our income every wave is incredible, because every crate we pick up not only is worth a free item, it's also worth 45 materials. We'll take the baby gecko, and we will take the Cyclops worm. Awesome, because our percent damage is what we need. Weapons can no longer be upgraded or recycled. I think we're going to pass on the knot. We do want to increase the power of our weapons, many of which are still just level 2. So we are going to pass on that in order to be able to increase our damage output. I guess I'll take 15 luck, that's fine, and 8% damage. We're almost back at 0, so we're getting there. This is why I wanted to be able to upgrade my weapons, because the quarterstaff upgrades pretty well, up to 69 damage, and we'll take the plant and then reroll. Nothing here I want. Reroll again. We have so much XP gain that even though we're level 18 already, the Barnacle will still have plenty of time to give us good bonuses. So we're going to pick this up, get a lot of curse and a lot of extra stats from it. That's awesome. Then I'm going to reroll Crown and Stone Skin. I think both are worth grabbing, so I'm going to grab the Crown first, and yeah, I'll just grab the Stone Skin as well. Getting to like 100 HP would be nice. Losing 6% attack speed mostly doesn't matter for us because our best weapons are attacking at their capped attack speed anyways. Let's roll here, and Goldfish, this is an item I haven't always been super impressed by, but I'm going to buy it here because we have Fishhook. So now if I roll, we're going to get higher level weapons, higher level items in the shop, and then I can potentially lock them and get them cursed with the Fishhook. So I'm going to lock this Javelin, and see if we can get a cursed javelin, and I'll probably just leave it locked in the shop until the fishhook gives us a cursed javelin, because that would be such a massive bonus to our damage. Explosive turret, even cursed, I don't think is worth grabbing. The quarterstaff, if we get it cursed, I probably would swap the level 4 quarterstaff for the level 2 cursed one, so I'll lock that as well. Just good to lock items that you would buy at all if they became cursed when you have fishhook, because it's such a powerful effect. Cursed items just win you runs, so the chance of getting a good cursed item is almost always worth taking. Very much worth locking items just randomly. Not entirely randomly, but much more aggressively than you would otherwise when you have a fishhook. Go over here and just chase this loot alien around for a bit. Really hoping we get the cursed level 4 javelin before we have to fight the elite next wave too, because that would just make killing it so much faster and easier. As is, we're in pretty good shape. We've got 10 armor and our regeneration isn't bad, but it's not amazing either. Go ahead and chase this thing down and kill it, and then run over here because there was a curse alien on this side of the map, which we definitely want to grab as well. Oh, that loot alien spawned with 5 seconds remaining, which was very rude. I think that's the first one that we've missed. I don't want alien baby. Our max HP is fine, and increases to enemy health are really dangerous for this character, so we're going to recycle both of those items. Let me reroll here. I could take range to repair our negative range, but I just don't care about our range at all. But 5 regeneration is going to help a lot against the elite. Unfortunately, we didn't get either of our weapons cursed with the fishhook. So the question is, do I buy the javelin so that we can kill the elite faster, or do I try to leave it locked to try to curse it for later waves? I think it's worth just trying to get it cursed, so I'm going to accept that we've got fewer shop slots for this shop, just so that we can take some more shots at cursing the javelin here. Snail, I think this is worth grabbing. It'll make dodging around the elite a little easier. And then I'll take the feather as well. More dodge is always good. Roll here. The brick we don't need. The cacti club level up is good, though. I could try to get this cursed as well, but I think I'd rather just buy this. The cursed cacti club is much less exciting to me than the cursed javelin, so I'm much less likely to spend effort on it. Mace, we don't have enough negative attack speed to make the level 3 mace good. Let's roll. Definitely take a cursed helmet. That's an item we don't have that boosts our armor and HP. And then I'm going to roll one more time here. Grab the leveled up rock, and if I buy bone dice, can I reroll immediately? I can, so let's do that, reroll, and then we're just going to try to lock some other items to see if we can get them cursed. Sunken Bell, that's probably worth cursing as well. Weird Ghost we don't really care about, and Shuriken we don't care about either, so we're just going to go to the next wave. I'm pretty sure without the level 4 javelin, we still have the damage to kill the elite, so I'm just going to focus it down here. Obviously, the cursed level 4 javelin would have gone a long way towards killing this thing faster, but remember the damage output I have at the beginning of the wave is not representative because we have wisdom, so we're gaining a lot of % damage over the course of the wave. I'm hoping that we can kill the elite quickly enough that we can still kill both loot aliens. Taking a little bit of bonus damage there because of the lampreys that showed up, but let's run over here and see if we can get this loot alien. And we got it, and then there's the other one on the other side of the map. So, the lampreys, one downside is we do have 2 ranged weapons. The javelin is a ranged weapon, so we get extra lamprey spawns, and the pufferfish do explode with the full 8 projectiles because of javelins, but it's still worth it. Very happy to grab Regeneration Potion. This is awesome. Extra regen is kind of the only stat I'm really missing at this point. More % damage is the other stat we're missing. Then I'm going to roll here, and yeah, we'll take 16% damage. This is going to boost my damage output to a totally reasonable level. Let's roll again, and 6 more regeneration. Obviously, we're getting increased quality of level ups because we have the Barnacle, and that's helping out a lot. I don't know that I can afford to just have only 3 shop slots again. It was pretty aggro to lock the javelin there. I think what I'm going to do is just buy it here, and we'll just accept that we aren't getting the cursed javelin. If I happen to roll into a cursed item later, I'll go ahead and pick it up, but for now, I think we're just going to pass on it. Take the mushroom here, and then roll again. Decomposing flesh could give us quite a bit of lifesteal. We don't really care about losing max HP. We've already got 87, so I'm going to pick this up. And I'm going to buy the Scared Sausage, not because the elemental damage and burning is good, but because if we find Frozen Heart later, this turns all of our weapons into elemental damage, basically. Or if we find Ice Cube later, this will help out with our weapons. So the Scared Sausage can trigger Ice Cube because that applies elemental damage, and that will be a bunch of bonus damage for us. I want to reroll a little more aggressively, both because we have, well, for a couple of reasons. We've got Fishhook, so we want to find items to lock. We've got, we start with a Spyglass, so our rerolls are cheaper. And also, we just need to find other weapons, other items. So, and we've got Bone Dice, so we get extra damage as well. Gonna lock the Baby Squid. We'll get a lot of regen out of that, especially if we get it cursed. Roll again here, and this is great. I'm gonna lock these items, because cursed versions of any of these items would be great, but also we'll of course just buy them, even if they don't get cursed. I thought it was worth taking 2 tries at locking the cursed javelin, locking the javelin and getting it cursed, but I didn't want to spend the rest of the game with just a javelin sitting in my shop for only a 20% chance of getting it cursed every round. So given that we didn't get lucky, I'm just going to play the rest of the run normally with 2 level 4 javelins rather than just instant win the run. Taking a couple chances at instantly winning the run, I think, is almost always valid, especially because it's fun. But at a certain point, you do have to just tighten up and play normal. Try to chase this guy around. Our knockback is starting to get too high. We could buy, if we could find something like Banner to decrease our knockback, that would go a long way for this character. Sure, free rerolls, great. I will take the attack speed, even though it costs us 6% damage, because we've reduced our attack speed a little. We have 2 javelins, which benefit from the pumpkin, so we'll grab that, and then we will take 16% more damage. Nothing got cursed, unfortunately, so we'll take Baby Squid, Adrenaline, and Treasure Map here. Treasure Map, obviously, amazing for this character, which is generating tons of crates. Roll again, take the Gambling Token. Gonna pass on the Black Belt and just roll here. First Alien Worm. This would be really good if we didn't already have an Alien Worm. As is, it's not worth losing 10% damage. So we're going to lock the Spear and the Compass. And then I'm going to roll one more time to see if I can curse something else that we want. Nothing else here. So let's just go to the Horde Wave. There's the loot alien, always hunting for these guys. Now that we've got regeneration potion and everything, we're much more comfortably able to just wade into the big groups of enemies. Oh no, it got buffed. Okay, we're probably giving up a kill on it because the loot alien, out of all of the, dozens of enemies on the field. Oh, we actually killed it. No, we didn't. It just disappeared off my screen. I lost track of it. Now we killed it. Out of all of the, dozens and dozens of enemies on the screen, of course it buffed exactly the loot alien and made it really hard to kill. Game's out to get me. Scarf, of course, excellent. We don't care about losing 25% enemy speed or enemies having increased speed next wave, and we really want all of these stats. Padding, we'll grab. It's a unique. I don't want a second Scarf, though. Blindfold, I don't want a second of. Lighthouse, interesting. So this gives me just 20 free engineering. That could be useful if we find Nail. We're not going to build any more constructs, really. What is my one construct, even? Oh, I think we have a garden. But I don't see this doing that much for us. I might grab it just for the novelty. I think we can see if something cool happens with that item. And then recycle the Lost Duck here. Take the bonus armor just to make sure we're not dying to elites, and grab the attack speed. And then 5 more armor. No, I'll take 16 dodge, because this way we can hit dodge cap very soon. Still nothing from the fishhook. The fishhook has given us 0 value. Let's buy this and this and this. And roll. Trident. That could be a good replacement for one of our weapons, potentially. But I don't think we really need to replace any of our weapons. So we'll just pass on the trident. We'll buy the saltwater. We'll roll here. The level 3 Cacti Club doesn't do anything, but Gentle Alien is good. Poisonous Tonic is good. Ritual is good. Keep re-rolling. Take a metal plate. And you can see we're just starting to collect basically every quality item in the game. At this point, the Pearl is worth 7% damage, so it's worth buying, I think, just because we have a decent amount of luck. We won't take a second Pearl out of a crate, because that would decrease our damage, but it's still worth grabbing for just the plus 7% damage, I think. And Cauldron is excellent for this character, so we will grab that as well. I need to check the attack speed of my weapons and see which are at the capped attack speed, whether we need to buy much more attack speed. So I should do that before we have to make a decision about whether to pick up more attack speed in future. I think so far we've only let one loot alien survive, and it was an extra one, like a third one in a wave that spawned with 5 seconds remaining, so feeling pretty good about that. The goal here, of course, on this character is to not let any loot aliens slip through your grasp. Enemies have bonus movement speed this wave, so it's a little harder, but we still got both of them. See if we get a 5-second one. We did. All right, can we kill it? Any chance? I think we're just short. Oh, nice, we got it. Amazing. All right, let's cut the Peaceful Bee, recycle the toolbox, recycle the missile. Gummy Berserker, 10% attack speed. So, yeah, let me check my weapons here. 7.6, 7.7, 7.9. Yeah, so they can still benefit from a little bit of attack speed. Propeller Hat we don't have yet. Let me re-roll this, and we will pick up, I think, just some HP regeneration. I really do want to get as much of that as possible. We'll take the Pearl now for, it's now plus 8 damage, which is definitely worth the 150 materials. And then we'll take the Crystal. The bonus attack speed here will comfortably put us to our attack speed cap on every weapon. Even if we get hit, then the extra attack speed is still valuable. More movement speed on the Terrified Onion. I don't think we need. Let's keep rolling. Nothing here. We are starting to run out of purchasable items because our items are we have so many items that we're just not going to find things that we can actually add to our repertoire without losing 10% damage. Blood donation we don't want. I think that is a way to lose this game. Spiky shield, even with a curse, I don't think is super good for us. How much damage is it compared to my existing weapons? Yeah, it's lower, so we'll pass on it. Second fishhook we don't want either. Head injury we'll take. Gonna roll here. And nothing. Roll again. Nothing. Roll again. Glass cannon, that's a lot of damage, so we're going to grab that, and we'll grab the ugly tooth as well. And tractor, we lose 8% damage. The 40 harvesting would take 5 waves to pay off. We do have a crown, though, right? Yeah, we do. So I'm going to take the tractor here. That'll help our crown give us a little bit more harvesting in the last couple waves, and can just make sure our economy runs smoothly through the end game. At this point, we are kind of just running up the score because we've hit our benchmarks of just killing every loot alien, and that's what you want to do to comfortably win on this character. We will end up... we will still have to be careful on the boss wave. The reason for that is that though our damage output is good, they still have 25% increased health, and... we have capped our attack speed with the ball and chain. It was the right thing to buy when we bought it. I think it has worked out very well for this run. But it will make the boss wave harder because it's just going to be harder for us to maximize our damage against the against the bosses with relatively low attack speed. Try to kill some of these curse aliens. Where's the other loot alien? I fully did not see a second loot alien that wave, or maybe I killed it and just didn't notice, because we did get 2 crates. Landmines for 31 materials. I'm just going to grab it. Recycle. We'll take 8 dodge. Going to dodge cap would be awesome. The vigilante ring will tick 3 times for us, so 242 for 9% damage. Is that worth it? Honestly, I think it is. Percent damage is just really good for us, so we're going to grab it. We'll take this, and then... Oh, I should have bought the tractor first rather than the exoskeleton, but both are good. At this point, I won't buy the tractor, though, because I waited too many waves for it, so it's no longer going to be useful for us. Just a small mistake there that we have to adjust to the fact that I made that mistake, and not just whenever you make a mistake, you have to play in the situation that you are in after making that mistake. You can't just pretend that it didn't happen. And take the bait here. Even though we're going into an elite wave, the extra percent damage is more important than not having those lampreys on the field. And we'll take the defective steroids as well, and then go fight the elite. There it is. So I'm just going to circle around it. Remember, we have wisdom, so we're a little slow at killing it off the start, but we'll get faster and faster as the wave progresses. And with our guaranteed critical damage, we should be able to kill it without too much trouble, even given its increased health. I would love to get a silver bullet. That's an item I would buy in multiples as well. If we got silver bullet, I'd definitely take more than one of them. That would just help kill the bosses much faster. And that's basically the only thing I'm concerned about at this point, is how quickly can we kill the bosses, and can we tank through them? Because the bosses on this map do a ton of damage and have very difficult to dodge attack patterns. So I have found that you really want to get enough dodge, armor, and regeneration, whatever healing method you're using for that character, that you can tank through their incoming damage reliably. Another exoskeleton we will pass on, and mushroom will pass. Metal will definitely take, and then sure, 2 armor here. We don't need more attack speed. We've got the crystal for attack speed, so let's roll a couple times. 81 range. That's a lot of range, but I'm just going to take the 8 dodge and go over dodge cap. Power Fist. That could be a meaningful improvement over one of our weapons, probably. That is a lot of damage, but I think we're still going to pass on it. I think our existing weapon set is still just the best way to handle this character. Hiking pole. If we'd picked up that range, we could definitely take the hiking pole. I do have a scared sausage, so the fried rice will give us some regeneration. Let's roll here. I'll take an anvil that will max out our weapons, and a lure, of course, is excellent as well. Buy the goldfish for the same reason. I want to try to lock items at higher levels and get them cursed if we can. So let's go ahead and lock these 2. Reroll here. We'll try to get a cursed wandering bot as well. Why not? And go to the next wave. The real thing that we're looking for is like a cursed fairy or power generator or something like that just will easily close the run out. But given that we've got 20 armor, 60 dodge, and 100 health with quite respectable regeneration, I'm really not feeling very nervous about the boss fight. We'll see if I eat my words. This is a lot of cursed droolers, and they have a lot of HP on this character. 2 loot aliens spawned at once. That's rude. Makes me have to decide which one to focus down. Oh wow, there's so many of them. Okay, we got 1, we got 2. Where's the other one? Where'd you go? Come back. Nice. All right, I got all 3 of them. And you can see that the javelins are doing so much of our damage and killing the loot aliens for us. It's very much worth having those the multiple javelins. You don't want all 6. That's too huge a penalty to overcome, but I think that multiple javelins is definitely the way to go on this character. I'll take the regeneration. Actually, 10 melee damage. That's so much damage. I'm going to grab that. That'll help us kill the enemies so much faster. And a cursed wheat. Hey, our fishhook finally did a thing for the first time this game. Rip and tear. Yeah, it's probably worth grabbing anyways. The Wandering Bot isn't, and the Snowball isn't. Roll here. I'm probably just going to buy the mirror and then immediately duplicate the sunglasses. Or no, mirror we don't want on this character, because of course we're the curious. We don't want duplicate items. There's very few items in the game that you want to duplicate at the cost of 10% damage, so we're going to pass on that. We will pick up the goldfish and then reroll. Grind's Magical Leaf will not have time to do anything. We could, and neither will Robot Arm, so unfortunately neither of these is worth picking up or locking. Spoon, that could be a lot of bonus damage. We are getting enemies burning pretty reliably. What would I swap out? 11k, 12k, 17k, and 8k only on the rock, but it is 2 armor, so that's pretty good to have regardless. I think I'm happy with my weapon set here. First Spyglass, that does make the reroll price a lot lower, but again, reducing our damage is just not worth it for most items. Lantern, yeah, 10% damage, that's great. I'm definitely going to grab the Lantern. The 15 knockback won't matter going into the boss wave, because we can't knock those back anyways, so while it would be a penalty when we're trying to kill loot aliens, when we're trying to kill bosses, the Lantern is not going to hurt us. Wave 19 on the Abyss is always so relaxing. It's so much easier than the preceding waves. It's a really interesting... I've talked about this before. It's a really interesting design decision that they made Wave 19 so much easier than the waves that precede it. Basically because there's no stargazers and no towers. None of the drooly guys that turn into the mini-bosses. And those have so much health that they make the preceding waves much more difficult for most characters. But Wave 19 doesn't have them, so you basically just get to run around and exist. Recycle here. Not going to take the Weird Ghost. This would be fun just to style on the bosses, but this is a tutorial and you should not do this, so we're going to recycle it. We'll recycle that. I'll take the Banner. The attack speed and range are still moderately valuable. And then 5 armor here, 10 more melee damage is perfect. Take the Lantern for more % damage, and keep rolling. The Bone Dice, I think, have been pretty good for us overall. We've gotten a decent amount of damage out of them. Where are they? I'm Bone Dice blind here. Why can't I see the Bone Dice? Oh, I did buy 3 goldfish. Oh, I totally forgot I was buying multiple goldfish. All right, interesting. That's a bad mistake. Here's the bone dice. Of course, I've rolled past them 20 times. But I totally didn't notice I was buying multiple goldfish, and that is costing me % damage. So definitely don't do that. That was clearly an error. We'll take the warrior helmet and the blood leech and then roll here, and then we will take the bowler hat. It is hard to remember not to do that with the duplicate items. I'll take the bowler hat. The additional luck could help with healing. Baby with a beard. I guess that would help with lifesteal. Maybe that would have been the better pick. But then we are going to keep rolling. The goblet won't help us against the elite wave. None of these will help because we'll lose damage here. And then I could sell one of my weapons for the trident. Probably my least damaging weapon is the cacti club, because I don't want to sell the rock. It gives me 2 armor. So I'm going to sell the cacti club and buy the trident. I think that's just going to be more damage overall. And roll again. Nothing here. So let's just keep rolling just for fun. Oh, there's a silver bullet. This is an interesting question. Is it worth selling out of one of my weapons here for the silver bullet? I think it probably is. Because we could sell the spear or the trident for silver bullet and get a bunch of extra damage. So 268, 259, 247. Yeah, let's sell the spear and buy silver bullet. That'll help us kill the bosses faster. And then we get to do a little more rolling. I should probably have just bought that spiky shield, actually. I sort of assumed I wouldn't be able to afford anything, but getting the 4th weapon would have been good. But 5 weapons will be plenty. Silver Bullet will just help us kill them much faster. Silver Bullet is multiplicative with all of your other increases to damage, so the 25% stacks really, really well with any other increase to damage. It's not just 25% on top of your existing damage. So, huge for killing bosses quicker. And you can see here, the increased boss HP is very relevant for this character. It does make things a little bit more dangerous for you. But we can now just circle around this. The serpent boss is so much less dangerous than the whale boss, because you can just circle around it inside of its radius and kill it very easily. Alright, so that run was really fun. We ended up with a tremendous economy based on 2,000 materials gained from bags. We got tons and tons of free items from our loot aliens. We ended at level 33 thanks to the bonus experience gain that we got from all of our duplicate items, or all of our non-duplicate items. Overall, bag obviously was incredible. Metal detector worked out really well. Coupon saved us a bunch of money. The ball and chain purchase I was very happy with. Obviously, it ended up slowing down our damage in the very late game, but it was really instrumental because it saved our negative % damage at the time when I bought it. Obviously, the 3 goldfish were a mistake. I should not have bought 3 goldfish. We just gave up 10% damage each time for no reason. For some reason, my brain just blanked on this being a duplicate item. I guess I forgot that, like, it's an item that actually goes to your inventory and not just a modifier to the shop. So, obviously, we should not have bought the later goldfish. And other than that, I feel like all of our decisions were good. I also liked selling the weapon for the silver bullet at the end there. I thought that helped us kill the bosses faster and much safer. Alright, my friends, I hope that helps you win with the Curious and generate tremendous value with this character. I think this character is amazingly fun to play. And as long as you're killing the loot aliens, should be a very smooth ride through Danger 5, so give this one a go if you're struggling with the Abyss. As always, of course, if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out a ton with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.